Rwanda's declining influence in eastern DRC, a conflict at a tipping point. For over 10 years, the eastern region of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, has been the backdrop of a high-stakes geopolitical struggle. This volatile area has become a nexus of foreign agendas, rebel factions, and resource-driven interests. Today, the situation is reaching a boiling point, especially in the contested cities of Goma and Bukavu, where the tide of conflict is turning against Rwandan-backed forces. Struggles on the front line, the battle for Goma and Bukavu. Paul Kagame's strategic maneuvers in eastern Congo appear to be faltering. The Rwandan Defence Forces, RDF, along with the M23 rebel group they are alleged to support, are facing mounting resistance. FARDC, the National Army of the DRC, along with local militia groups like the Wazalendo, are reclaiming territory in Goma and Bukavu. These cities, once beacons of survival amid chaos, now symbolize a larger power shift. Why these cities matter? Goma lies just across the Rwandan border, and Bukavu serves as a critical economic artery for the region. Together, they provide access to lucrative mining zones and vital trade routes. Whoever controls these cities controls not only strategic terrain, but also the wealth and influence that come with it. Rwanda's weakening grip on these areas signals a significant loss of regional leverage. The strengthening resistance. Under President Felix Tshisekedi, the Congolese military has undergone transformation. Enhanced by technology such as surveillance drones and bolstered by committed local fighters, the FARDC has grown more competent. The Wazalendo militias, driven by grassroots support and an unwavering desire for autonomy, have become crucial players in resisting M23 advances. The human toll. A crisis of massive proportions. More than 3,000 lives have been lost, and an estimated 7 million individuals have been displaced. Entire communities have been uprooted, with widespread reports of violence, forced evacuations, and systemic destruction. This is not just a political or military conflict. It is a humanitarian disaster of staggering scale. The role of disinformation and global politics. Information has become another battlefield. Allegations have arisen suggesting that the United Nations is clandestinely arming local militias, a charge MONUSCO firmly denies. Meanwhile, international scrutiny is growing. Countries like the United States are demanding transparency and questioning Rwanda's true role in this ongoing crisis. Regional reverberations. This conflict isn't confined to the borders of the DRC. Uganda and Burundi have been drawn in, either as hosts for refugees or as active players in the conflict. Sanctions loom over Rwanda, and diplomatic tension is rising. Even though M23's momentum has been stalled, the FARDC and allied militias are operating under immense pressure with limited resources. The challenge of diplomacy. Various peace initiatives, including talks in Doha, Qatar, have aimed to negotiate a ceasefire. However, major obstacles remain. M23 demands legal immunity for its members, while the Congolese government insists on a complete withdrawal of foreign forces. Mistrust and lack of enforceable agreements have left peace hanging in the balance. Joseph Kabila's return. A new twist. The re-emergence of former President Joseph Kabila adds another dimension to this unfolding drama. His past dealings with rebel groups and strained relationship with current leadership make his return controversial. To some, he could be a skilled negotiator. To others, he is a symbol of past failures and lingering corruption. Kabila and M23. A complicated past. M23 was born during Kabila's presidency, primarily composed of ex-soldiers from a previous rebel faction known as CNDP. The group turned against the government after unmet promises and failed integration into the national army. Kabila's perceived tolerance of Rwandan and Ugandan support for M23 still fuels distrust today. His past inaction or complicity casts a long shadow. Tensions with the current government. Although President Tshisekedi and Kabila initially formed an alliance, their partnership quickly soured. Tshisekedi has distanced himself from Kabila-era policies and is reluctant to involve the former leader in current peace processes. If Kabila attempts to influence the negotiations, it could fracture the fragile unity within the government and military. Kabila's potential impact. Kabila still commands loyalty from parts of the military and has long-standing ties with regional leaders. While this could enable back-channel diplomacy, any perceived power grab might destabilize the current regime and reignite old factional disputes. His re-entry into the political arena is a double-edged domestic reactions. Neighboring countries like Uganda and Rwanda may view Kabila's return as a means to reassert their interests in eastern Congo. Meanwhile, within the DRC, civil society groups and opposition leaders remain skeptical. His legacy, marred by mismanagement and controversy, makes his role in the peace process contentious. The deeper war, beyond military clashes. The real battle goes beyond immediate military confrontations. It's about governance, resources, and identity. Eastern Congo has long functioned like a separate entity, governed more by militias and foreign interests than by Kinshasa. As M23 weakens, the challenge is to fill the vacuum with legitimate local governance. Congo's riches, a double-edged sword. Goma and Bukavu sit atop vast mineral reserves. Gold, coltan, tin, essential to modern technology. Instead of benefiting local populations, these resources have attracted external exploitation. Control over mines, trade routes, and checkpoints translates into economic dominance. Without addressing this root cause, peace will remain elusive. Identity in crisis. People in eastern DRC often feel disconnected from the central government. Rwanda's involvement further complicates ethnic and national allegiances. While Kigali claims its actions are security-driven, many Congolese view them as covert attempts at territorial control. The people of Goma and Bukavu are left questioning their identity and belonging. The people's struggle. At the heart of this conflict are everyday citizens. Displaced families, traumatized children, and communities devastated by war continue to suffer. Humanitarian aid is limited and often fails to reach those who need it most. No military or political objective can justify the human suffering that persists. International inaction and complicity. The global response remains fragmented and, in some cases, compromised. While foreign powers hold peace talks, many continue to engage in trade deals that benefit from the DRC's turmoil. MONUSCO, once seen as a stabilizing force, is now viewed by many locals as ineffective or even biased. Reimagining peace. True peace requires more than disarmament. It demands investment in inclusive governance, fair economic systems, and credible justice mechanisms. Solutions must address historical grievances, land ownership disputes, and regional interference. Peace must benefit the people, not just political elites. A defining moment. Goma and Bukavu are not just flashpoints. They are symbols of a nation's struggle for dignity and control. The fall of M23 could pave the way for hope, but lasting peace depends on building institutions that reflect the will of the Congolese people. It is high time for the international community to listen to the Congolese people. It is not enough to suggest solutions in conference meeting and boardrooms away from the Congolese people themselves. After all, this is their home, their land, and their territorial integrity is of paramount importance. The international community must move beyond rhetoric and work toward sustainable solutions. Conclusion: the future of the DRC hangs in the balance. As rebel groups lose ground and political players reposition themselves, the true challenge lies in rebuilding trust, institutions, and identity. Peace in Eastern Congo will only come when its people are empowered, its resources protected, and its sovereignty respected. The world cannot afford to look away any longer. Thanks for watching. If you found this deep dive into Congo's unfolding story eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button. It helps us bring more attention to stories that truly matter. Share this video with friends, family, or anyone who needs to understand the real dynamics shaping Africa today. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so you never miss a beat on the complex, the courageous, and the critical stories that define our world. We've got more powerful content coming your way, from political intrigue and conflict zones to stories of hope, resilience, and transformation across the continent. Stick around, stay informed, stay curious. This is more than just news. It's a movement for awareness and change. See you in the next one.